evening, everyone. Welcome to this week's session. And today is the first week of the day, so we're going to have the first lesson for this week. And we're going to continue with Scratch from where we left. So welcome. This is Scratch track, and we are on lesson 4. So today, as you can all see from my screen, we're going to have 3 main topics. So first, you're going to look at how you can upload a sprite and a background, because we've been having this question a lot. So today I'm going to demonstrate how you can upload your sprites or your backdrops. Then second, we're going to look at how to draw or create your own sprites and backdrops. The same thing, because we've been having lots of questions on this area. So I'm going to demonstrate so that everybody gets it clearly. And then lastly, we're going to look at how to manipulate sounds still under stories. So how to manipulate sounds and how to change text to speech. So those are the 3 main issues we're going to tackle today. So feel welcome. Please introduce yourself using the Q&A section. Tell us the school you're representing and feel free to ask any questions. Here with me today I'm alone, Sylvia. My colleagues are going to join me later. So we can start. So the first thing we're gonna have a look at is how to upload a sprite. So I've been showing that in a Sprite interface, just on the bottom side, as you can see on my screen, there's an area that is highlighted with green that shows how to upload, where to click when you want to upload a sprite. So once you click on that icon and it shows highlights the green color, it gives you a interface in your computer where you've saved your sprites and you can be able now to upload them. So I'm going to demonstrate that so that everybody gets it clearly. So before I demonstrate, the same thing also happens when we upload in backdrops. You go to the stage area or the backdrop area, you click on the upload icon, and then it gives you your backdrops where it takes you to where you've been able to save your backdrops. Either you've drawn them or you've got them from photos you took and saved them in your computer. So all that is possible using Scratch. So I'm going to demonstrate how to do that. And it is very easy and it is possible for you to be able to upload your sprites and also your backdrops. As most of you have been asking, I hope it has not been very challenging. So I'm just going to demonstrate so that it's very easy for each and every one of you. So as you could see from my screen, I had highlighted upload a sprite. Once you click on it, it gives you the chance to go and pick your characters where you've saved them in your computer. So mine, I've saved them here, and I'm going to upload picture 5. So I click on the one that I want, then I upload. You can even upload more than one at the same time. So as you can see, I have a sprite here that I've been able to upload. So the same thing to the backdrop. You go to the stage and then you click on upload, and then it gives you a chance to choose your backdrops, the ones that you've been able to save in your computer. Then you're able to upload it. So I've uploaded a backdrop and I've also been able to upload a sprite. As you can see, my sprite is very big, so I can decide to work on the size. And most of you by now know how to do that. So that's my character. So that's how you upload. You just go simply to sprites, then you click on upload your sprite, then you pick it the way I've picked mine from where you've saved them. I can pick another one. So maybe I pick this guy jumping here. Then I upload my sprite, and there we have it. So the same thing to the backdrop, you just upload your backdrops. So once you've been able to upload your backdrops, remember we said we have costumes. And costumes are the different poses or the different postures that your sprite is having or you want to portray. If you want your sprite to appear walking, you need to take the different shots of your sprite walking, then you're able to upload them. So I'm going to demonstrate how you can be able to upload and add more costumes in your sprite. So for example, in my project, I only have 2 sprites. So I'm going to delete one. I'm left with one. And you can see this side. So I want to add sprites for this specific character that I have here. So I just come to costumes. Then I click on upload a costume. So the same way you uploaded the first costume, it's the same way you're able to upload different poses of the same costume. So I can pick the same costume, the same character in a different pose. Then I add another one. Maybe when the character is jumping or when the character is, smiling, or when the character is, so I'm able to upload and then pick the character is making funny faces. So as you can see, I have a collection of 4 different poses of the same character. So with this, I can say I have 4 costumes for this one character, and I can be able to give my sprite a name. So maybe I call it Bello. So Bello has 4 costumes, and I can use now that to animate or make Bello seem lively. So that's how you work with the costumes. And then I'm going also to demonstrate how to add your backdrops. So when you're creating a story, you need to have we said we work on your scenes, the different scenes that you have or you're planning to bring on your story. So the same way you upload the different costumes is the same way you pick the different backdrops that you want. So for example, if I want a backdrop with different locations, so I can have a field like the one we have. I can have a garden. I can also have another one, like in my area, I have a kitchen. Yes. So I can also add a last one, such that I have a classroom here. So we have different environments that we are able to create using by uploading the different backdrops. The same way you upload the different characters or the different costumes for your sprite so that you're able to animate your sprite. So if you decide to upload your sprites, make sure you have the different costumes to make your sprite come real. And if you're working on a specific scene in your story, make sure you have the different backdrops collections saved somewhere, and then you're able to upload them in Scratch so that you can use them to do the different scenes that we are talking about. So that's it. I wanted to demonstrate how to upload, and I think it's clear now. Everybody can be able to upload their own sprites and their own backdrop. So that's it. That's done. So the next thing we're going to look at is how to draw them. So you can be able to upload and you can be able to draw at the same time using Scratch. So we've been able to look at uploading the sprites and the backdrops. And then now I want us to look at drawing or creating our own backdrops and our own sprites. So it is also very possible for you to sit down with your Scratch if you're a good artist and be able to come up with your own drawings, your own costumes, your own different backdrops. So I'll just show a very brief demo of the very basic. So all these scenarios you just get the concept and then you're able to apply it in your situation, because I know most of you are having different situations. The examples that I'm using are just the general example, but if you're working on a specific project, you need to look at it specifically. How are you going to bring the environment into picture? How are you going to bring the characters into picture? So look at it from your perspective of your project. Don't just look at it from the examples I give. So the examples I give should be able to help you understand how to bring about your idea or your project or your scenario on the ground. And I'll be very happy if you can be able to share with us some of these projects you're working with, so that it is very easy for us to be able to help you on the specific projects, be able to work on them. So as I was saying, we can be able to draw. So I'm not a very good artist, but I tried to draw something here. So you can be able to draw your own sprite. Put the different parts of the body that you want. If it's a character you're creating, if it's an animal you're creating, you know how to draw your animals and where to put them. So you can be able to draw, especially for those who have the gift of drawing. This is the interface where you draw from. It has all the paints, all the pens you need. You can be able to use color. You can be able to crop. You can do a lot with this. Otherwise, if you use a different tool for drawing, you just draw using the tool that you're used to drawing with, then you're able to upload it into Scratch the way we've uploaded our diagrams earlier before this. So yes, it is possible for you to be able to draw. If you're a good artist, please try and create your own sprite so that it is easy for you to create the kind of a story that you want to bring out or the kind of animation that you want to bring about. Then that was on sprites. So the same thing, the same way you have an interface for you to be able to work on your sprites. So you can also be able to work on your backdrops. So I want us to look on how to work on our backdrops. Sorry. Yeah, so you can also be able to work on your backdrop where you're able to create the environment that you want. If you want to create the different scenes, when we were talking about the themes of stories you can come up with, we said you can do dialogues, you can do scenes, you can do all those themes that you talk. So when you're doing the different scenes and you want to create your own environment where maybe you're creating the winter or the rainy season, or you're creating the sunny days or the cloudy days, you can decide to create your own backdrop so that you're able to use it. So those with the gift of art, try drawing your item and then be able to use that backdrop on your project. So it is not a must that you upload or depend on people's art. You can always create your own art so that you're able to come up with exactly what is in your mind. And as you can see, the same way, we have all the tools for drawing, the paint, the colors, the text. The T is for the text. You can be able to create an environment and even write something on it so that we're able to read. You can also be able to manipulate your environment using the different shapes that we have. Then you can be able to arrange your things. We have layers here that allow you to, if it is the sun and you want it to appear on top, you're able to put it on top, all that. So you can be able to manipulate your environment based on your skills and exactly what you want, because most of the time you might not be able to get exactly what you want out there or be able to get a photo of it. You can be able to put it down using your imaginations and be able to draw it or create it, and it will be fun and even it will appear real to the users. So that's it about the sprites and backdrops. So it is very possible for you to upload your own. It is very possible for you to also be able to draw your own sprites and also backdrop. So because I know most of you have tried that, so I just wanted to demonstrate that you're able to see what you can create or what you can be able to do using Scratch. So the next thing that I want us to talk about is animation in stories. So last time we had most of you asking how you can be able to, is it possible for you to move your characters at the same time while you're doing your stories? So it is very possible for you to combine the animation and the stories. Actually, that should be the case. It would be very hard to have just a story of a standstill position, or because most of the time you want your story to be interactive. You want things to move from first step to the next step. So it is very possible for you to animate your story. And I'm going to show you an example so that you look at it and then get your scenario or let us know the project you're working with so that we can be able to help you know how to relate it in terms of animating that story. So please share with us your projects that you're working on. I know some of you are even almost getting done with your projects. Please share with us so that we help you solve the parts that you're struggling with so that we're able to know. If you're struggling with animating your story, let us know so that we can be able to help you do that. So it is very possible, and I'm going to give an example of a project that is having a conversation going on, and at the same time, a story is happening and an animation is taking place. So I want us to look at that in our example. So this is it. So I have a project here. Let us look at it, then maybe I can explain about it. So we have two people having a conversation, and then you can see the environment that they're in, and then they're changing the position. They're able to move from one point to the other. And we're also able to change the backdrop. So it is very possible for you to combine the animation and the story. Let the scene help you be able to create the different, tell us the story. Have the dialogue going on or the narration going on, and at the same time have the scenes be able to change, let your characters be able to move and also do different things. They can even be dancing, or they can be sitting and standing as we had seen in our project. So for those who are asking how you can be able to move your characters at the same time you're having a story, that is how it is possible. Let us know the exact project you're working with, then we can help you be able to animate it if you're having issues with the animations. Then let us look at the projects that I'm sharing and be able to use the ideas to be able to solve our problems in the real world projects that we are coming up with, because I know most of you are coming up with projects that are solving problems either in your society or your school. So look at how story can help you in your project. How can animation help you in your project so far? How can you be able to create dialogues in your project based on exactly what you're doing? So please share with us what you're working on so that it is easy for us to be able to help you exactly where you want help. Then lastly, I'm gonna talk about sounds and then how to convert text to speech. So as you can see in my project, I'm only having conversations written. They're not talking. So it is possible for us to make this text to be pronounced or to be a speech. So we have that tool in Scratch, and I'm going to demonstrate how you can get it. So if you can see my screen, on the side that we have blocks. Down here, we have a blue icon written add extension. So once you click on the extension, we have an extension written text to speech. So if I add that extension into my conversation, it is going to allow me, instead of saying, bringing out the text, I can bring out the speech so that they're able to talk. And then, as you can see in the text to speech, it also gives you the ability to choose the languages. So we have English, French, German, all those languages. And then very soon we're going to have Swahili because we already have a Swahili version of Scratch. So we can also have Swahili there. So it is possible to have the text to speech. If you don't want people just to read the text, you want them to talk, like in real animation, the characters talk, so we use the text to speech. So I just replace where I have the text written, I replace it with speak. So it's able to speak the words that I wrote there instead of the words being brought out as text. And lastly, adding sounds. We've been looking at sound blocks. So if you want music to play as your story is running, you can always add music. And then when you go to sounds, you're able to manipulate your sound in different ways. You can make it soft so that it does not interfere with the people talking. You cannot make it loud if you want it loud. For example, if people are screaming, you can be able to manipulate the sounds using these different tools. So yes, that's it, unless we have questions. That was it for today. So I wanted to demonstrate how you can upload your sprites, how you can be able to draw your own sprites, how you can be able to upload your own backdrops and be able to switch your backdrops, and how you can be able to add the different costumes when you're uploading your sprites, how to manipulate your backdrops, how to draw your backdrop because it's possible to draw your own, and also how to be able to upload them once you've been able to draw them or how to use them. Then lastly, we've looked at how to convert your text to speech. So in my project, as you can see, I have a lot of texting, of which if I want to change it, I can be able to change using the text-to-speech extension that I've added. So I go replacing everywhere that I have this text, I replace it with speak so that it's able to speak instead of outputting the text. So please share with us the projects that you're working on so that we're able to help you. I already have some people saying that they have finished their project. We can be able to look at that. So share with us what you're working on so that we're able to help you finish it up or be able to convert it into an app. So please ask Okay, we're still here. We're trying to handle questions, but we are not having any upcoming questions. So we're just going to share a few examples, and then we look at the blocks that we've been covering so far. Then we can end the session because we don't have questions from any teams on the ground. And we've been able to cover what we wanted to demonstrate today because there was a lot of questions on how to upload, how to draw, how to animate, and at the same time you're doing stories. So I'll go back to the blocks. So under motion blocks, we said we use them for movement, and we've been able to use most of them to either move using the move blocks or to glide, which we said is also used for moving. And at the same time, let me make them bigger so that everyone can see them. Then we can also specify a specific place position that you want to go to using the go to, or you can even tell your character to glide and go to a specific position using the X and Y. So still under motion, you're able to direct your sprites to move in a specific direction using the pointing direction. At the same time, you can tell them to change their value either by moving up and down, and we change those ones using the X or the Y. So we change the position using the X or the Y by using those blocks. We were also able to use the looks blocks that we've been able to use in creating our stories where we want to say something, and we've said we can be able to convert this saying using the text-to-speech extension to be able to say exactly, to pronounce or to use speech to say what you're saying. Instead of writing just text, we can be able to use the use-to-speech to be able to say the same thing. So that is the much we've done in looks, and also we've looked at how to switch costumes for both sprites and for backdrops. So try look at all those blocks that we've covered and how you can be able to apply them in your projects, and let us know what you're working on, your projects that you're working on, so that we can help you specifically on how to bring out Scratch into your project or your ideas. Another thing we looked at into costumes, into looks, we can be able to also switch the different costumes that we have using the either switch or put a next costume or a next backdrop. All those are supposed to help you manipulate your costumes. You can also be able to work on the size of your sprite. Apart from on the screen here where you do the size, you can be able to use the block to give the size of your sprites, and it can do it both in size, pixels, or using the percentage. Then another thing that we looked keenly into were the events, because we said they're the ones that trigger action or they trigger communication or any event to happen in Scratch. So we looked at the event blocks. The controls, we've been looking at them one by one. We've not got into them seriously. We'll be able to do that in our next session, where we'll be doing more of games and more of using more blocks that we've not been able to use so far, so that you can be able to learn how you can use them in your projects. Or let us know your project you're working on so that we can tell you or you can guide you on which blocks to use. And then another thing we've looked at so much is the music extension, whereby we said we can use it to manipulate the beats and the notes of our music that we want to play. If you're creating a story on music or an animation based on music, you're going to need to use the sounds and at the same time be able to use the music blocks so that you're able to work on your tones, your notes, your beats, your sharpness of your voice, the way you want it to appear, how you want it to behave, how you want your sound to behave. So let us know what you're working on so that we can be able to help you and guide you more. Thank you. if we are not having questions from what the clubs in the ground are working on, I would wish to end the session. Please let us know what you're working on. You can contact us directly so that we work on your school individually and we're able to help you push your project so that you're able to finish them on time. Please contact us. You don't have to wait for the scheduled webinars, or just come attend the webinar and with a specific project in mind so that we can be able to guide you on it. So thank you so much.